treaded, you might want to look at Big Rapids Tire for a new set. It may say save your life. I've really seen some really bad accidents. That's enough being said on that. Last night or early this morning, we lost a good man here in town. I talk about him maybe next Tuesday on my show, but Jim Walls, he public servant for many years at Ferris State, not many years, but a few years back in the day, a good servant of Christ. He was a very devoted Christian. I'll talk more about him next Tuesday, but right now, it's a sports show. Last night, I woke up this morning because I go to bed early at night. I get up early in the morning, and I was kind of, I don't know if I want to look at Facebook or not. Yeah, I got to. Heather Miller's post, yeah, I got to see if they won last night. The Cardinals prevailed 6-1 over a tough Tawas team last night, but our seniors are really coming through right now. I'll let Brian talk more about it because he was there live in the Tawas Stadium. Brian, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
For Cam last night.
Well, yeah, great. I said a great team win. You had Wyatt Skira score a couple goals. Brody Saski had a goal. Jonathan Lisinski had a goal. Jake Strokrich and Aiden Smith. So, and then a bunch of kids, had assists. So it was a good win. And then they play tomorrow evening at 7 in Tawas against Bay City Central.
How about that goaltender last night? Your defense, was that good, or your goaltender was that good? Shots on goal was high on the side or not?
You know what? I don't think the person doing the scoreboard did a great job of shots on goal. Rich Ruel and I kind of were looking up at this every once in a while, and I don't think it was too accurate. No. But we had a lot of shots on goal, and did a pretty good job, but it's one down and, another one to go. Holden Foose was last night. Okay. He's a junior.
Oh, wow. I bet I know his folks.
Yeah, grandparents.
Yeah, grandparents.
Yep, great people.
Yeah.
He was in goal last night, and then we also had have Cash Ziska as our second goalie.
So I know your offense won the game, but your defense must have played awfully good too, eh?
Yeah, they did pretty good, and we stayed out of the box for the most part. And
that's been a problem.
If we can stay out of the box, I think the boys can play with anyone.
Why do you get in the box so much, Brian? What's wrong there?
Yeah, no, it's just we're a physical team.
Yeah.
We got a couple boys that I wouldn't want to run into in a dark alley. Jonathan Lisinski and Wyatt Skiera and Seth Purdue. Those three are all pretty.
But it doesn't help the team to be that way, does it, Brian?
Well, sometimes just being physical. The penalties come with it.
What's that do? Intimidate the other team, or?
Yeah, you want to go in the corner when you got Jonathan coming down on you?
No, I don't want to go down on.
No, he knocks. He's tough kid. I mean, all of them are, honestly.
So what's that do to the opposing team, though? What is it?
They're less likely to go fight for that puck, maybe hold up, and then you can get to the puck before them, and or separate them from the puck. And
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wondered. All right. So anyway, congratulations and best of luck tomorrow night. And they can hear that on tomorrow night's.
Well, actually, you got to go to National Federation of High School Sports Network. MHSA doesn't allow local coverage in the playoffs. Kind of a money grab, I guess.
Sure.
So we're missing Jack Heckman, who's done our games most of the year, and when not Jack hasn't, we've had the Joe and O show with Joe Strokrich and John Osaski. So.
Oh, okay. They do it on radio, they
do it on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Hell, but that's better yet anyway.
Oh yeah. So it's been pretty good. So tomorrow night's a new day, and see where it goes, and you just hope the boys they'll show up. I got no doubts. These boys have played with each other for a long time and been in similar situations in the past, so they're seasoned.
All right. Well, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let Bob Aldrich take us and update us on the Cardinal victories or defeat this past week, and then the Coyotes. Bob, I want you to address that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Chippewa Hills Warriors more. Stand with Bob. It's up to you.
That's all right. Back to you, Pat.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
So, one other thing. Last night, Cole Heist had his 1000th basketball point for Big Rapids. So, congratulations to Cole.
Guy then. Good for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Cole. 1,000 career points. So, congratulations to him.
Yeah, my son Matt said he's the real deal. He's he's not 6'8" or anything like that.
Quality, just
Very
quality.
Talented, works hard at it. Yeah, he's a good little ball.
Think the world of him. So
yeah, next
congratulations.
week we're gonna have his mother on.
Yep, and then some of the girls basketball players.
Yeah, we're gonna have the girls basketball team next. Cardinals girls are coming on next Wednesday. So folks, if you want to hear some winning tradition from basketball, you're gonna hear from Jessica Heiss, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Talk about her life. Getting back to the Cardinal basketball, last night they played.
Yes, sir.
And who?
I think it was last night.
Did we win?
I don't believe so. No.
All right. So do we want to talk about that defeat?
I wasn't there, so I can't speak to it. I just wanted to give a shout out to Cole.
All right, but let's shout out. Who'd they play? Bob? Well, you know what? Our information guy is out of the office right now. He's on vacation.
Kyle knows all this stuff.
He's on vacation right now with the Detroit
I'm more
Pistons.
concerned about getting the TV broadcast on now. So.
Yeah. Well, sometime we ought to call up Brendan Walsh. He'll know who the hell won what.
Yeah,
right?
okay, there you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll call Brendan. I was talking before the show here to our guest this morning, Jake Schuman from FSU softball up there at Ferris State. Great guy. I said to him, I said, you were at the high school for a year or whatever, and then the job came available at Ferris State, and they knew who they had to pick. It was Jake Schuman. He's got a lot of history behind him. He's coached in Division I before. I said, you know how lucky you are, because the percentages of you getting this job, it's pretty interesting actually. Division I, he said, is even worse. I'll let him tell you here again what he said to me, but we're pretty fortunate to have this guy, the caliber of man that he is. And a lot of time they always say, well, horse trainer's pretty good, but if you have a really good horse, the horse trainer's even better. And I think a lot of times we fire good coaches, like you've seen in the NFL this past year. Some really good coaches took I don't know what team it was, but just a couple of years ago to the Super Bowl. Now he's fired because you have a bad year. Shows he's a great coach, but he has some great players too. Ferris State kind of struggled for quite a few years. They had some good coaches in there, I know, but yeah, some of the players maybe they didn't mix right or whatever. But Jake, good morning this morning. And
good morning. Thanks for having me, Pat.
1039. But you've kind of turned that program around. You weeded some out. You got some new ones in there, playing very competitive. You got to be pretty happy with the program's direction right now.
Yeah, real happy. Last year we went to the NCAA tournament for the first time in I think 13 years, and that was just year 2, season 3. So the girls are buying into what we're doing, and we're off to a little bit of a slow start right now. We've played 2 weekends, and we're 3-5, but we've played the number 10, who now is the number 6 team in the country in yesterday's poll, the number 20, number 23 team, and then 2 other teams in the top 50 KPI. So a little ambitious with the schedule, but 3-5. Last year we were 4-4 to start the year. Not having that indoor and being ready for defense has made a difference for us. The games that we've lost, defense has let us down, but we're still there, and we're fighting. And so our talk now is just like, how are we playing? Are we playing with some heart? Are we representing Ferris the best of our ability? And the wins will come. So we don't really talk about wins and losses until we have to in the playoffs and conference and those kind of things. But right now is about prepping and making sure that we're doing what we do best.
Well, I'm not trying to blow smoke here, but you are at a disadvantage more so than any other sport at Ferris State.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you.
No.
Yeah.
But
and I'm not
that's a good point.
Yeah,
But
that's why thank to Steve Brocklebank and Dr. Pink for giving us the budget to go south and play, because that's how we knocked the rust off, and that's how we went a little early. We went a day early to Daytona, and we got a couple practices in, and then South Carolina was beautiful this weekend, and then now we're going to play in a dome tomorrow and Friday. So I think our next 20 or 22 games are on turf, which is to our benefit because our infield is turf, so we're used to it. But I would agree with you. It's really difficult to prepare for a spring sport when we start February 1st and we have to get out there and get down, because we can't wait till spring break to start playing, because we start conference play that next week. So we got to get out, and we got to spend the money and go south and play the teams that have been out there for 12 months out of the year on their field. So, but I got to keep telling myself that, as a coach, it's like, all right, don't be too hard on them.
Right.
But you just got to look back and evaluate after the situation.
And that being said, your administration has to see that with your overall record. I mean, at the end of the season, you're playing some pretty good ball against some pretty good teams, and you can see your advantage is getting better as today it's terrible out there. It's raining. Where football, that's a bad time of the year too, but Tony's already got his guys already and ready to roll by the end of the season. So the weather gets bad, they go out and practice in bad weather, and I feel bad for them, but they're already there. You guys, on the other hand, you start, what month do you start?
In February, first week in February, we can play our first games.
Could you start earlier than that if you wanted?
No, not games, practice.
No, I mean practice.
We can start the first day school comes back from break.
So if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, you could be out there in January. It might be cold, but you could be out there. And let's face it, the better practices, the better you're going to get quicker, right?
Yep.
So,
and the ball reacts differently on the surfaces that, whether it's inside or whether it's...
And then in the South, there's no telling. We went down to Daytona Beach, played at Embry-Riddle University, beautiful campus, and their field was like rock hard. And so balls were bouncing all over the place. And then we go to South Carolina, and the surface was soft and nice, and balls stayed down, but our girls were still flinching a little bit the first day. I think we made, 9 errors on Friday, and the Saturday we came back and played outstanding. Defense didn't make any errors. Played the St. Francis team again, 3-3 going into the 7th. We give up a walk-off to lose. But and then we run Rural Tusculum, who's a top 40 team. So, we're there. We have the talent, and that's what we keep telling the girls. We have the talent. We just got to start playing with some intensity every time we step on, and not playing like, the field is going to affect us, because we just have to put that out of our mind. And we did a really good job on Saturday doing that.
A few months ago now, it's been maybe 6 months ago, we had Jim Small on here and asked Jim where he was from, and he played for the Tigers back in the day.
Jim's a neighbor of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in California, like he said, he goes, we played every day out there in the sandlot. I mean, we just grew up playing with the ball. Where baseball players, if you look at them, traditionally speaking, they do come from California. Now they're coming from Venezuela or wherever down south. So I mean, our little guys up here playing in the snow lot can't become good baseball players. My hat's off to Big Rapids Cardinals too. You guys are going to have a pretty good year. You got a new coach coming in. Not my hat's not off to that so much as you got seniors playing.
9 of them.
They know the game pretty good, but it's unfortunate that they can't have an indoor facility someplace too. I mean, let's face it. We want everybody to grow up to be what they can be at the best they can be at it. But we as grandparents and parents, there's no greater gift than watching your kid hit a home run.
For sure.
Or your daughter getting a triple.
Yep.
Or pitching a strikeout, inning or whatever. But sports is it's an integral part of our lives. We just love sports, and that's why we have the show today. We're not talking about biology here, which should be important.
It's better that way.
Yeah. Well,
probably one of the best things about sports is it's humbling.
Yeah,
honestly, every day.
Yeah.
We're going to get that indoor. I got a feeling. Dr. Pink's going to make this thing work, and it's going to be an astronomical difference for our community, and not just the university. So I push it everywhere I go. Obviously, my program is going to benefit a lot from it, but just being places that have those indoors and seeing what it does for the community, it's unparalleled.
Well, I'll tell you two guys I think that Ferris should never let go that could have raised those kind of funds. And it's a little late now, and again, I'm just kind of blowing the old days of old, but it would be Bill Shively and Jeff Pierce, the old football coach. I say old football coach, he's younger than I am. But Jeff Pierce, people loved him. And I said when he went to retire that year, I said they should retain him, put him on a percentage of the monies that he could raise for that institution, for an indoor facility. And then Bill Shively was the other guy. He's loved by everybody at Ferris State. I mean, he's Mr. Football, And those two guys right there, if they would have been Pat Curries up there, I'd have hired those two right there. They're two of the best tire salesmen I know. And
That's what you need when you're raising money, for sure.
You do. And you know, the relationship Jeff Pierce had with the football program since the Shively days, because Jeff played here, he knows every one of them. If he could just connect with those boys that have done real well, write that check out. Now I think it's an uphill battle a little bit. I'm sure they'll do fine. They got some great quality people up there, I'm sure.
Well, a lot of the problem is the state funding. The state will fund
an X amount of it,
an X amount, but I don't think they can get too involved when it comes to the athletic portion of things.
It's good history, though. Those are two good men. I've met them before, and I appreciate anything they do for our athletic department, for sure.
Yeah, they're still alive. I'd be getting a hold of them. But anyway, hell, Jeff's wife Susie could probably raise $10 million. But anyway, Jake, we're here to talk about you, where you came from. We already know that. We've had you on before. But so far, you've been pretty happy with your job. Things are looking pretty good.
Oh, absolutely.
You got your team together. You've had some recruiting now.
Yeah, so this senior class is the class that I inherited, and so they're bought in. They know what's going on, and they're able to take care of our younger kids. When I got this program, culture was pretty bad. There was some hazing going on, nothing crazy illegal, but just stuff that doesn't help a culture.
Right.
Like, you're a freshman, you're going to do this, and they play a joke on them, or they do something stupid. And so we went away with that. And so we were traveling this weekend, and we have a big old bag of bats and helmets and stuff, and two of our seniors are carrying it. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, I started to grab it from them, and I was going to haul it, and they're like, no, Coach, we got it. I said, well, whose bag do you have? And it was another senior. She's like, I have Brenna's, and she's a freshman because she's carrying the catcher's bag. And so I was like, that's when I know that the culture is right. Mm-hmm. When our seniors are just like, it doesn't matter what age you are, we're going to pitch in and we're going to do our jobs. And so that made me feel good. So from a culture standpoint, I think we're where we need to be. We just got to fill some holes athletically still with recruiting. This freshman class, is super strong. Emma Harriman's sent like 500 as a freshman. She was Miss Softball in D3 last year. And then Ava Gardner is had a great fall, is struggling a little bit to start, but she started smoking the ball on Saturday. I'm confident she's going to come out of that. And then she's another freshman, and she was a D1 commit. And in July, she got a phone call that said, hey, we're dropping baseball and softball, good luck. And so she had to reopen her recruiting, and it was between us, Grand Valley, Saginaw, who are, been the blue bloods in our conference, and 4 other Division I's, and we ended up getting her. And
how did you get her over Grand Valley with this?
I have no idea.
You don't care, do you?
I don't. I'm honest in my recruiting, and I say this is where we're at and this is where we're going, and if you want to get on that train, then come here, and if you want the glitz and the glam and you want to do that, then go other places. But these are the kids. I had a conversation with Coach Riley, and it's like, he's like, we got to get some kids that other guys want to play with. And that's what we have. We're starting to get the kids that other people want to play with, and we got a couple freshmen that Ava knew, and she even, Saginaw has one of her high school teammates, and she chose to come here. So we're very fortunate with the kids that we have. And then we have Katie Shoeboy, who won a state title at Richmond last year as a pitcher. Struggled the first couple times out, but pitchers always do as freshmen because they think they can throw it down the middle and D2 hitters aren't going to hurt them, and they get hurt. And so she pitched on Saturday and was lights out against Tusculum, and we ruled them in 5, so in 6 she had 6 Ks and I think 3 hits, and did a really good job. So freshman class, super good. And then we have, our all-region first teamer, all-region, all-American candidate, a junior, Alexis Kozlowski, who was my first recruit, and she's doing great. And she's developed a leadership role, and she's going to have a big year too. So we're doing really well, and we're young. The only seniors we have starting are at second base, Jaden Joseph, who was the freshman of the year when I first got the job, and then we have Emily Killian, who was the second team all-conference last year, and she platoons with a sophomore and a freshman behind the plate. So, and once we get a senior back from injury, maybe she'll play a little bit. Paige Antcliffe too. You might know Brad a little bit, but
real well.
Yeah. So we're doing really well, and I like where we're at, and especially this time of the year.
And really, it's early.
super
Yeah,
early.
super early. I mean,
Played 8 games out of 56 so
right.
far. So,
exactly.
yeah.
And that's why I thought, let's get you on. And we're early in the season and look ahead to see, what your expectations are, where you're going. And it's early in the season, and it's where you are at the end, not where you are right now.
Now we do have, Saginaw right now is ranked 5th in the country. So that's going to be an uphill battle, and they have everybody back from last year, their trip to the World Series. But, we played them very tough that last weekend. Lost 3-2, I think, in the last inning, and then beat them 7-2 there. But then they took care of business in that regional tournament. We actually was 0-0, I think, going to the 5th in the regional game, the first regional game. But so we're there. We just we got to knock the rust off and just be ready to rock and roll.
Now, like football, they recruit out of Florida a lot because, obviously, we know why. But how far do you go to recruit?
Yeah, I had that conversation yesterday. It's really hard to get Southern kids to come play softball in Michigan.
Yeah.
Super hard. Super easy to get kids from all over the country when you're coaching in Miami and Corpus Christi and Mississippi. That's super easy. Up here, not so much. So we do have. I've gone to Iowa to recruit because I think high school softball in Iowa is one of the best in the country. Little known secret, but we'll have 3 Iowa kids on our team next year, and the next year after that, and then a couple Illinois kids. We got a Colorado kid, a couple Indiana kids. So that's about as south as we get with having kids wanting to come up here.
Kind of hurts a good girl around here is a pretty good softball player.
Yeah, and then you got all the schools that are fighting for the same talented kids. Everybody in the GLIAC, and then you have your directional Michigan schools that, those are the type of kids we're recruiting. We're recruiting Division I kids that can play in the MAC, and we probably have 5 of those on our team right now, and it gives them an opportunity. That's our sales pitch. You can win a national championship at D2. Where at a Central or a Western, you're hoping at best that you can make the conference tournament and get lucky for 3 days and maybe get to a regional. So you're not getting an at-large bid. That's just not going to happen.
Do you think it helps for you recruiting-wise having 4 big rings in the football? Division II championship that Tony Anise has brought to Ferris.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
5
and
now, 4, I guess. 4 now.
What also doesn't hurt is Tony is a program guy. He had his field shoveled off yesterday so that softball and soccer could practice.
That's awesome.
And so, shout out to him. And he's all about the athletic department. It's not just football. And so he's always looking out. And
now I know, but when kids come here,
absolutely. They see
those.
Yeah, that's my point. When we bring them on campus, he's available for them to talk to. They for sure were like, "Wow, I met the football coach," or they met Dr. Pink. Like I said, I challenge you to go to Grand Valley and meet the president. That's not going to happen.
Really?
So it's very rare, but those 2 guys are involved in our recruiting process. But yes, it does make a difference. They want to come to a winning athletic department. They want to. A lot of girls, their choice is, I want to go somewhere with football or hockey, right? And winning definitely helps that. So, I've been places that didn't have football or hockey, and they were like, well, I want the college experience, and football's part of that. So it does play a big part.
That's interesting. I figured it might. So you're recruiting. Do you recruit like you said out of state? Do you look around here a little bit?
Absolutely.
Because Ancliffe, Brad's daughter's playing for you, Paige.
Yep.
And she plays what position?
Catcher.
She's a catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dad
She's
was.
pretty good.
She's really good. Yeah. Really good athlete. Yeah. And then she's going to coach someday, and she's going to be an outstanding coach. So, we were hoping for that 5th year, and she was too, because she wanted to play again. But she's going to come back and help us in some coaching realm next year as she finishes her degree. So, and then Kyra Gray at Everett's going to play for us in the fall.
She was on with us last week.
Yeah,
remember?
right.
Yeah, we had her.
Cool.
We had Everett basketball on last
week. She
week.
be a pitcher, or what is
she can do it all. She can pitch, she can play middle infield, and she can hit. So she's going to have a lot of opportunities.
Coming from a little school like Everett, too,
Yeah.
Well, and you got Riley, who's rehabbing, I'm sure,
Riley's
still.
Here. Yep.
They got great coaching up there and a great undercard there, don't they, growing up? They really, those little girls are looking up to those big girls.
Well, Kyra, she was taller than what you thought.
Yeah,
when she stood up, I was like,
she's
all right.
She's a good 5'8".
But like she said, she needs to put on a little weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
She's an athlete. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
We're jumping ahead a little bit, though. When is your first game here at Ferris, then?
Good question.
April?
March 21st is.
Wow.
So it's about a month.
That's a crapshoot.
Right. Depending on
We're gonna have
on
to
the
get
weather.
Somebody to come and push the snow off the outfield.
yeah.
I'm sure, but Saginaw Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So you guys open up?
Yeah, open up with Saginaw and then Wayne the next day. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 of the topper teams in our league.
Yeah.
So Wayne's got a pretty good program.
Wayne's got athletes.
Do they?
They super good athletes. Those kids are all recruited by everybody else in the GLIAC. For some reason, they haven't put it together, but this last weekend they did. They played really well against a couple teams, but they had the same lineup they had last year. So,
Well, how many schools are in your conference?
so we have 8 softball.
So you
schools.
take 8. First place, you said Saginaw Valley is probably pointing to be number 1 right now. Between first and 8, there's so many good ball players
Tight.
out there.
It's tight.
That's what I wanted to ask about. Yeah.
So last year, P&W was pretty much out. They didn't have any pitching, but from 7 up, so Roosevelt is new to the league, and they get to recruit Chicago. And
Right.
so they got some talented kids, and they get some kids from California too. I don't know. So just because maybe what they have to offer, and it's just one giant building in downtown Chicago. So top to bottom, the league is really tough. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day. You do have to show up. I was looking at I think I said this in my preview. I was looking at like a Facebook post on D2 softball, and they said, "What's the best conference?" And they named 4, and GLIAC was one of them, along with like the Southeast Conference and California Conference and the Lone Star Conference in Texas. And so I was like, "Yeah, I mean, they know we're good. It's just a matter of getting there and taking care of business."
Yeah.
Pretty. Let's take a break. It's half past the hour, and Bob's got to get up and get some coffee probably. And Bob, you've been very good this morning. You haven't said 2 words. What's your thought on today's program so far?
very good.
It's awesome.
Would you
Yep,
rate this
very good.
1 to
Yeah.
10? Would you
Absolutely.
give us
10.
Yep. It's good to get to know Ferris Sports and what they're doing over there.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah, it's very informative. All right, well, we'll be right back. I want to thank our sponsors.
It's snowing again, and the last thing you want is to have to deal with that old clunky snowblower that might not even start. Or perhaps you've been told that shoveling is not a very good idea for you. Well, wouldn't you like to have the peace of mind knowing that your driveway and walks will be taken care of? M&M Lawn Care and Snow Plowing wants to give you that peace of mind. No matter how long or short your driveway is, M&M can take care of it. If you just want snow plowing and walk shoveling, or if you like the full treatment with a layer of salt, they can do that as well. If you're a business owner, you know that an unplowed parking lot means lost revenue. Let M&M take care of it before your doors open. Remember, customers on the plow list get first priority when the snow comes. All it takes is a phone call to M&M Lawn Care and Snow Plowing, 231-796-4956. When winter rears its ugly head, and it will, take comfort that M&M Lawn Care and Snow Plowing is here to serve you. Come say cheers at Zott's Bar and Grill in Big Rapids. Great food, great prices, and great people, where everybody knows your name. Zott's, people's choice for best soup. You don't want to miss their award-winning burgers and chili as well. Originally opened in 1933 and serving it up ever since. Seasonal beers on tap. Located at 732 North State Street in Big Rapids. Roxanne and Doug at Zott's Bar and Grill are proud sponsors of the Signature Player of the Week for the Curries Hot Stove League every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.
This is Alec Gary of Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes in Big Rapids and Barrington. I believe what sets Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes apart from everyone else is our commitment to service excellence. When a family calls, we are there before, during, and after the funeral experience. I want you to be able to trust calling us. You know, we're here to guidance and counsel each and every single family to each and every single need. And we just feel like the commitment to families, especially ones that put their care and trust in us, we are going to go above and beyond to do anything we can to help a family during their time of loss. This is Alec Gary, a legacy of service, a promise of care with Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes, located in Big Rapids and in Barrington.
Hi, this is Pat Curry. We're right here with Brian Miller at 1039. We talk about what's happening with sports in Big Rapids. Well, we got a new sponsor. None other than the Great Body Shop right on Maple Street, east of the bridge in Big Rapids, Michigan. It's called M&M Collision Center. They're celebrating 30 years of trusted, top-quality auto body repair and remains the name you can trust. Whether you have a major collision repair or a minor fender bender, our award-winning team has you covered with free loaners and vehicle detailing with every repair. They work with all insurance companies and treat every vehicle like it's one of their own. From auto body repairs to supporting local community organizations, giving back to the community is part of who they are. Come and see Matt and Devin and Trish and Justin. Just a great group of people there. Come and see why Big Rapids trust M&M Collision Center of Big Rapids, where quality and community come together.
When was the last time you checked your tires? At Big Rapids Tire, they know how important it is to keep your ride smooth, safe, and reliable. Whether you're cruising down the highway or navigating tough weather, a fresh set of tires ensures you're ready for anything. Their expert team will help you find the perfect tires for your car and get you back on the road with confidence. Brakes, alignments, struts, and shocks, they do those as well. Don't wait for a blowout, or worse, visit Big Rapids Tire for unbeatable prices, quality, and peace of mind. Big Rapids Tire, Northland Drive, just north of town.
Looked at Curries. Hey, I want to tell you something. Their sandwiches are incredible. But get the cheeseburger with caramelized onions. You won't ask where the beef is.
Bobby, how are you this morning?
Hello there.
All right, we're back with Jake Schuman from Ferris State Bulldogs up there, the Lady Bulldogs up there. Pretty exciting to watch them, folks. So if you guys get a chance this year, get on FSU Athletics.
March 21st, they're home.
And see who they're playing, when they're playing. You know, they're playing Saginaw Valley. I guess that's the opening day for Ferris State up there at, right on Ferris Drive. They got good parking up there, pretty good seats up there. It's not a new stadium. I think it's been there since my daughter-in-law, Mackenzie, played there back in 20 years ago. She played there, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not 20 years, but been a long time. I used to watch her games, you know, and I'll tell you something. This is from an eyewitness speaking here. You know, you think of girls' sports as being second to men's sports. How that's a false pretense there, because I tell you, last night I went to my little mad dog, I call her Mad Dog, Madeline Grace Curry, 8th grader at St. Mary's. They played a team from the Eagles from Mount Pleasant. And you talk about a physical game. I said, hell, the boys don't play this hard. Them girls are physical. I mean, they're over top. And had two Ferris students reffing it. One's a football player, so he's used to being a rough game, right? But I was really impressed. They came out of it, no slugging, but there were some elbows going on, and it was very exciting, not because it was a physical game, because we won. But that being said, back in the day, Adam, Dayton, Mackenzie there, I would go to her games up at Ferris State, and those girls, softball is a very fast game. I know a lot of little boys play baseball early in their life, and they get bored with it. Sand lot. They'll sit on second base till the coach says, come on in. They get bored. These girls, I'll tell you what, right down to the early ages, they are fast. I don't know what it is, but that's my next question to Jake is it because they're closer to the home base? Do they throw harder? I don't think they throw harder, but for some reason, girls softball is a faster paced game than baseball, Jake.
Well, that is true, and our game is always trying to be faster, which I'm anti against because, you know, being the baseball guy. But like, we've put a pitch clock in. The girls got 12 seconds to step in the box, and the pitcher's got 20 seconds between pitches to throw it. So they try to speed it up, and they try to. It's intentional about being that fast and not that boring. But
right? Is that what it is? It's all about? It's just saying move.
Well, that's what they say.
Okay.
And then, I've fought it for 25 years. I'm just like, the game is fast enough. When we talk about mental health and we're trying to take care of these kids, why are we trying to put more pressure on them to be faster? But it's neither here nor there. The girls adjust to it and they don't care. It's something that's just part of the game. But I will tell you, you asked if they throw faster, they go harder or whatever. 60-mile-an-hour pitch is equivalent to about a 90-mile-an-hour baseball pitch. Wow. So the faster they go, kid throwing 66 is about 100. And so we had a kid on campus yesterday. I can't say her name because of recruiting rules, but she's 66. And I'm like, we get that, I think we're going to be in the house. But, so the reaction time in softball for a hitter is less than a baseball player's reaction time from the mound. So the girls have to be a little bit quicker hand-eye coordination.
I know the Old Timers game every July 3rd. We put Joe Bayshaw puts it on for the guys, and we try to get the baseball players. Used to be just the Cardinal team, but we couldn't get enough of them, so we reached out to the other area baseball players, and they all come. We're gracious for that. But anyway, we played the Old Timers, and the Old Timers ran out of pitchers. My dad was one of them. Al Keenitz was one of them. Corky. I mean, Bongard, he was great too, And Al Keenitz, obviously, was a great pitcher. Those guys are all gone. And so we reached out to girls softball.
Yeah, my wife did it 2 years ago.
Did she?
Yeah, she pitched for them 2 years ago.
Boy, it's hard to hit them.
Yeah.
Those boys were like...
It was kind of funny because, it's been a while since she pitched, and I said, you're going to get hurt. Don't do it. And she's like, what, you don't think I can throw it? And I was like, no, I think you can. I think you can go 55, throw 55. Right. And she just looked at me. She's like, without saying bad words. And so she went out and pitched to Marissa Warren, and I had the gun on her. And she's like, how fast? And I said, 58. And Marissa looked back at me like I was crazy, and I'm like, 64.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
Sharon at her height in college was 66, 67, 68, so she threw really hard left-handed, but she's just an amazing athlete. So it was funny, and I said, well, these baseball guys are still going to time you up. So once you get through the lineup, you got to change some speeds and you got to do some stuff. But she had a lot of fun doing it.
Did she do pretty good?
Yeah,
I
did
was
really
there,
well.
Obviously, but I can't remember them all.
Yeah, did really well.
So, is she going to do it again, or?
Probably not. No. I made her wear a mask, too, so I was like, we're not paying for your dental if something happens. Yeah. So, it's been a while since she was sharp, so I was just like, let's take every precaution.
How long ago did she do it, then?
2 summers ago, 4th of July ago, maybe 3 now. I don't know. Geez,
time goes by fast.
So fast.
So is she instrumental with you guys at all?
Yeah, she's our pitching coach. So she goes when she's done at the high school teaching health and PE. She comes and works with our pitchers. So
should have brought her this morning.
Yeah, she saves all her days to travel with us. So like she's not going with us to Chicago because she got to do spring break for us. So she does all 5 days and. So she works Saturday school and, gets all these comp time. And so there's some days she can't come. Odds
are like Mike Seltzer and his wife work together, and they're quite a pair there and very instrumental in track and field there at high school. And you and your wife, is there a lot of that happening nowadays? Athletes marry athletes, I know that, but the coaches marry coaches?
I know Auburn has a husband and wife crew, and it used to be a good handful, but now programs have gone away from that. I don't know why, because it didn't work out. They weren't very good. In fact, when we first moved to Michigan, I interviewed at UTEP, and the guy who got is a good friend of mine I've known for 25 years, and he said, did you say that you were going to put Sharon on your staff? And I said, well, I'd like to. He said, that's why you didn't get the job. Because the 2 previous staffs at UTEP was a husband and a wife and a wife and a wife, and they were awful. And so they didn't want to go with another.
Where's UTEP?
Texas, El Paso.
Okay.
My wife wasn't going to go anyway. She's like, the murder capital of the world's across the river. And I was like, yeah, but that's not El Paso. But that was one of the reasons why he had said that. Because it's just some people just shy away from it for nepotism or whatever reasons. But we've worked together. We've been married for 10, together for 12, and I think there's only been 1 year when I stayed at Iowa and she went back into public education that we weren't working together. So it works out for us.
So a lot of people say, well, we have in our business or coaching experience, I have a love-hate relationship with my assistant. You have a love-love relationship. You don't have a love-hate, do you?
Well,
It depends on what pitch she calls.
No, but
No, absolutely. I
Did you
can.
ever take it home with you?
No, never. I don't think we've ever taken it home in 12 years. So yeah, that's the good part of it, because once we get done, it's about the boys and our family life, and we really take our work-life balance seriously, and that's one of the reasons why we chose D2. Like we could have been at a D1 program and trying to do this with the kids, and my in-laws live here, the Palmas live here in town, so they are instrumental in us being able to do what we love to do too. And I say that every time I get a chance to tell somebody, but yeah, it's never taken home. We talk softball all the time, but
Sure.
if we're upset about something, it doesn't come home with us.
You play sports, obviously, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, were you three-sport?
I was, yeah. Fall I was football, and winter I was hockey, and spring I was baseball.
Oh, you're a hockey. Why didn't you go into
was.
hockey coaching?
well, he does.
Yeah, I do.
He does.
I coach my
Youth.
hockey here in Big Rapids, baby.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
do ya?
Yeah, he helps
Oh,
out
I
with
help out. Right now,
boys.
the season is so long. I told him, I said, I can't help you past when we get back from
The
break.
high school you do?
No,
No,
mites.
mites,
yeah.
young kids.
My
Okay.
my 7-year-old Jackson is playing mites. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right.
he loves it. But yeah, I was a really good hockey player. That's probably my best sport growing up. But I ended up. I knew I had a scholarship in football, and I knew I had a scholarship in baseball. So I just kind of let hockey go by the wayside. I actually made Team Minnesota when I was 16. So I was 400 kids at the tryout, top 20 made the team, and I was pretty good. But better baseball player, better football player probably. But growing up, hockey was my love.
So, what college did you go to then?
I went to junior college in Oklahoma, and then
Played both sports
long
there
story. I wanted to, and then my baseball coach said, "Hey, let's go watch football practice, and then you tell me if you want to duel." So I go watch, and they're just knocking each other's helmets off, and I was like, "Nah, I think I'll stick to shortstop." But our junior college football team was national champs that year, or they played in the national championship, and 3 guys went in the NFL, so they were really good.
Wow.
And and then on my baseball team, we had a couple of kids that pitched in the big leagues. So then I went from junior college to Ball State by default. So I had some offers, and I thought I was going to go back home and play at Minnesota, and some stuff fell through, and so I ended up at Ball State. And so it was good.
Baseball?
Yeah. Turned down free agency with the Pirates after my junior year because I was 24 credits from graduating, and I was like, I'm never going to go back to school if I don't finish this thing. And so, yeah, that's what happened.
So, Ball State's a pretty good program, isn't it?
Yeah, really good program.
Yeah.
Coach Maloney it was his first year, my first year with him, and then we broke every school record. And then he went on to Michigan, won 3 or 4 Big Ten titles, and he had one bad year, like you talked about. And they shipped him out, and he went back to Ball State. He's been there ever since. So learned a lot from him. Learned a lot what to do, what not to do. Just kind of like I have with every coach that I've ever come across.
So you learn something from every coach you coach?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Did you know you wanted to be a coach? Is that what?
Well, when I growing up, I was wanting to be an FBI agent, and so that everything I did, I was a criminal justice major in college. I went to officer candidate school for the Marine Corps out of college, and then I applied 3 times to the FBI and never got in. So I was just like, I always wanted to be a teacher and coach anyway too. Like that was always, athletics was always part of my life. It saved my life. It got me out of my home situation. So I said I can help people. The coaches that I grew up with were instrumental of me in my success. So I was like, I can do that. And that's kind of how it fell in. And I got into softball because my baseball coach in junior college switched to be the head coach for the softball team, and after I was done playing, offered me my first job, and I was like, yeah, I'll be on the baseball staff by the next semester. And we just kept winning, and then my phone kept ringing. People don't believe me when I say this, but every coaching job I've ever had, I never applied for. It's always a phone call, and somebody offered me a position. So coaching is very difficult, like you said. Like when I coached at FIU Division I in Miami, I think there's 38 Division I male head coaches out of 313, and so it's very rare. And so looking back on it, I'm like, why did I give that up? But love is undefeated, and you follow your wife back to Michigan, and you want to raise your kids next to your in-laws, and then you get to do. Like I loved working at the high school, but when Steve called me and said, hey, we'd like to pick your brain on this job, was like, well, I've been out of it for 5 years, but I miss it, and I really want to get back in, and it was just the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great college to work for.
Yeah,
like you say, you're
100%.
from the president and other coaches and stuff. Who's your wife again then? Maybe?
Sharon. Well, Palma is her maiden name.
Palmer?
Schuman. Palma. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many kids do you have then, 2?
So I have 2 daughters that are older, previous marriage. One's a senior at Oklahoma State. One's a senior in high school down in Indiana. And then I have two boys here in town, first grader and a preschooler here on campus. And then so he'll start kindergarten in the fall.
Boy, it's great. Your girls play sports?
Bailey did. She was a really good basketball player, but just chose to be a student. She's really smart. And she was going to go to law school next year, but has changed her major to educational policy. So she's going to go master's, and she's down to George Washington, Vanderbilt, Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah, she's super intelligent, super smart, wants to work for Cherokee Nation someday. So, she's going places.
Yeah, so, I look back at my life and, do I have any regrets? I did some things probably shouldn't have done. So I'm not going to lie to you. Everybody, I think, probably looks back and says, I wished I would have. But then again, I'm happy for what I didn't do, that I did do, because I couldn't do both at that point in my life. And you had an opportunity that you're an athlete in several sports. Looking back, do you sometimes say to myself, Jake, I like this softball gig. It's I'm pretty happy, content with what I'm doing. I've been very successful with it. But do you ever look back and say, a baseball, I wish maybe sometime I would have went that aisle and took the baseball route?
Oh, I tried. I denied my commission with the Marine Corps, and then tried to play professionally, independently for the St. Paul Saints, and they decided that I wasn't good enough, I guess. Actually, they told me I was going to take a roster spot at J.D. Drew. I don't know if you know that name, right? And then J.D. didn't sign his $7 million contract until after the playoffs started, so they left me off the roster. And so that was my way in. And then it was at that point, it was like, all right, I'm ready to start my life and start coaching. But regrets? No, I wish I maybe would have stayed in the Marine Corps. And but then I wouldn't have met my wife.
Right.
Softball has given me a whole life, and athletics, college athletics, has given me everything in my life. And so, if you look back and you say, well, if you change this one thing, then it would be different. And I don't want to change what I have now.
Right. That's good to hear. That's a good answer. Hey, how about baseball though? Would you ever look back and say, I wish I would have
played football or
coach baseball
or hockey?
Baseball.
No, I tried to get. I think I was 5 years in, and I applied for some baseball jobs, and people are like, "You're a softball coach. You don't know anything about baseball." I'm like,
because of the start, you started softball. Once you start there, you stay with that position.
Right.
Okay.
So at 5 years in, I did that. But at 4 years in, I was offered a football job at the university I was at. I was at Texas A&M Kingsville, and at the time, we were top 5 in the country. So they were the Ferris at the time at just doing things the right way. And they offered me a position on their staff, and I was like, well, what's it pay? And they're like, well, half of what you're making. I'm like, no. I was 26 or 27 at the time, and I was like, no, I'd like this money. So, but I played arena football. After graduation, I had a buddy that was a D3 All-American, and I was like, hey, let's go out for a beer tonight. And he's like, well, I got arena practice. We'll go after. He said, but I've been talking to my coach about you. Why don't you come to practice? And I'm like, really? He's like, okay. So they had the same passing tree as us, so I threw some balls around. He's like, what are you doing Saturday? And I was like, nothing. He's like, we have an exhibition to promote the league. It was the IFL, so in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. And he's like, I said, how much? He's like, $300. And I was like, I'll come sit the bench for $300. He's like, no, you're going to start.
Quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback. So my first pass, I dropped back. Kid from the University of Minnesota called JoJo Justice was his name, and they just hyped him up. And he ran a post across the middle. I threw it. He got a touchdown, and I was on my back. I never saw it. And that was my claim to fame. I was a professional athlete for one game.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah, it was fun. It was. I lived a lot lot of life before I was 26 years old, doing a lot of fun things. But athletics has always been a part of my life and has put me in great position.
Now, you've had to let some of your players go, unfortunately. I mean, how many's on the roster? 15?
Right now we have 23.
23?
Yeah, next fall we're going to have 28 if nobody quits. And so, and the hope is nobody does, and nobody gets in the portal, and then we just...
The portal.
Yeah, don't get me going on the portal. But that's the hope. I'm trying to build this program without transfers and trying to just do it with culture and with our kids. And, you know, the reality is kids want to play, and they... You know, sometimes that's more important than, you know, who they play for or where they play. And so this last couple rotations, we've got rid of some kids because they just didn't fit into our culture. Like, they didn't fit into what we want to do or break some team rules or whatever. And then we just had one leave because she wasn't getting the playing time she hoped for. And so, which, you know, breaks your heart a little bit because you hope that they want to stay because they've made some lifelong friendships with their teammates. And but the reality is, you know, kids want to go play.
Yeah.
So
how many do go with you on your playing squad?
So this last weekend we just took 20 because we had 3 kids that were injured, so we just left them home. That was more of a budget decision, but they'll be traveling with us the rest of the way because everybody goes on spring break because we get houses and we Airbnb and cook dinners with each other. That's and awesome. We just do team stuff. So everybody will go to that, and everybody rides the bus. So
where are you guys going for spring break then?
We're in Melbourne, so we started that two seasons ago. USSSA has a nice little complex out there, all turf. And I'll go there until, you know, because when I first inherited it, it was just they're going to the spring games, it's called, and it was right around Orlando. But you stay in Kissimmee and you play an hour north or an hour west. And I was like, that's kind of pointless because all the houses are in Kissimmee where you can Airbnb and stuff. And that's where all the teams stayed. Mm-hmm. And so a buddy of mine from USSSA, when I coached professionally, I worked for USSSA, so he called me. He's like, hey, we're going to start with D2 because they've been doing D3 and JUCO and NAIs. He's like, we're going to start D2 this year. Would you come and then ask some of your friends to come with you? And so we did it the first year, and it was amazing. I was like, oh, we're playing on turf and we can play when it rains and, you know, those kind of things. And the umpires actually show up. And so we did that last year too, and we went 6-0 down there last year against ranked teams, so that was really good. The girls have a good time, and we're going to go back. So good. March 8th we head down there and we play like Monday, Tuesday, off day Wednesday, play Thursday, Friday, give them Saturday with their families at the beach, and we come home Sunday morning. So
Malvern, that's down south of Orlando, right?
Who's that?
Malvern?
Melbourne. It's on the East Coast, so it's south of Daytona Beach.
Right, yeah. Almost Stewart, Jensen Beach, and all that area.
So it's the Space Coast, they call it. So where they like, we stay is literally, last year we all went to the beach and we watched the launch.
Huh. A lot of Michigan people
played with my mind, right? And so I'm watching it on my phone too, and I'm watching it go up in the sky. And then I'm watching it, and they're like, it's just going to come back down. Because when I was a kid, they just fell in the ocean.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? This thing comes back down, and there's a sonic boom, so it stops, and then it just sets itself back down on the pad. And I was like, mind blown. I was like, what is going on? But it was so cool and something that we could experience, too, as a team. So
what do you guys do today in the rain?
We're getting on a bus at noon and head to Chicago. We got games tomorrow. We got practice tonight at the stadium in Rosemont, and then games tomorrow and at like I think 9 and 11, and then Friday at 1:30 and 6.
We got a busy schedule.
Yeah, 4 games in 2 days.
It's always what our schedule is, and I've always tried to change it with our conference because we play one team on Friday or Saturday, the other team on Sunday, and then we have to check out of the hotel, go to the next one, check in, wake up, check out, play, come home. And so I was like, why aren't we just playing series against each other? And so this is kind of basically, this tournament is built to prepare us for our schedule for conference play.
So it's outside?
This is in a dome in Rosemont, right next to O'Hare. Yeah, we could play outside. It's supposed to be like 65 or 70 tomorrow in Chicago. Really? So, but we're going to practice outside tonight.
Oh, so you head out tonight then?
Yep. They're heading out at noon.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, practice at 6.
Yeah.
So
how many assistants do you have then?
So right now I have 3. So Sharon is free. Danny is our paid assistant. She's been here this is her 8th or 9th year. So she's been a godsend to keep on.
She was there before you were.
She was with the Janeses, and I'm so happy she stayed because she takes care of so many things that head coaches don't want to take care of, like, making sure laundry's done and getting travel arrangements done. We just kind of meet and I tell her what to do and she just goes and does it. And she's been awesome. And then Whitney Haynes was a head coach at Delta State.
I know Whitney.
Yep. So
Colton's wife.
Yep, Colton's wife. So she's amazing in the dugout. Another head coach, eyes and a voice, and my staff is amazing. I think we have the best D2 staff for sure in the Midwest, if not the country. A lot of experience, just really good people who know the game.
So do you have position coaches then? Or?
Yep, so Whitney does our outfield, I do our infield and hitting, Sharon does the pitching, and then Danny does our catchers.
And then you oversee it all.
And I oversee it all, yeah. And so like this last weekend, we stunk on defense on Friday, so I told Whitney, I said, you're going to hit the ground balls today, and I'll take the outfielders, and we didn't make an error, so we might keep that. Keep that, because she was a shortstop too, so she knows the game. Yeah, for sure.
Boy, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun in life, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Only in America.
I probably take it a little too seriously sometimes, so I got to take a breath and just,
But that's why you're at college level, not high school.
Yeah, high school was tough. I was the baseball coach for 2 weeks before I got that job. No, it was a month, but they.
A different level of maturity, though, isn't
100%.
Yeah.
And a different amount of want to, and that's what I tell our girls. Do you know what the difference between you and a Division I team is? It's just consistency and want to. That's it. Like you all have the talent. Like we have more talented kids than we had at Iowa, like in the Big Ten, and so it's just a matter of how consistent you can be, and that's the goal.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to focus on every one of those personalities you got playing for you, but is it harder or less hard with parents at that age level?
We were just talking about this. Our parents are phenomenal, and we include our parents in our program because I feel like, one, it helps with our fundraising.
Sure.
Two, these are still young girls. They're women, but they're still young girls, and they still need their parents. We have parents that travel everywhere and go to everything because they want to support their daughter and their team. And so it's not hard, and if we do have parents, then I'll cut them. I'll cut the kid and tell them to go somewhere else. I was like, because that's part of our culture too. That's part of our program rules. So our parents are phenomenal.
Do you have rules for them when you?
Yeah, I'll send out an email. In recruiting, I tell them this is how we do it. But I'll send a letter out at the beginning of the year. This is our expectations from you guys. If you want to help, great. If you don't, appreciate you just supporting us.
Yeah.
And so they sign up for Sign Up Genius, and who's going to bring food. Like they'll feed our kids in between games and stuff. And we kind of had to put the kibosh on that because when I got here, they had 4 crock pots with, heavy food, and I was like, we still got to play a game.
Right.
And so the rule became, hey, it's got to be a grab and go sandwich and chips and fruit and that kind of stuff. And they step up and they do it. And so it saves us thousands of dollars in food in between games. But I had one problem with a parent, and that young lady was one of the ladies that was unhappy with her playing time, and she happened to transfer. But it is what it is. And I remember, Augie Garrido coached at Texas and Cal State Fullerton, won the College World Series in baseball 8 times. Well, he said, I don't talk to parents. And one of the brothers of a kid that played for me in Texas pitched a no-hitter for Texas. And the dad called Augie just to say, congratulations, good job. And Augie said, who's this? Said who he was, and he hung up on him. And I was like, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. I want our parents involved because I'm hard enough on the girls, and they need somebody to talk to. Mm-hmm. That's why I have the 3 great assistants, too, that have different personalities than me. But our parents are really big in our program. There are programs that in our department that don't want their parents around. I'm just not. I haven't been that, and I've never been that.
Did you have a coach like you? Is that why who you are? Or are you because of who you are?
I'm who I am. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
You don't model yourself off anybody.
My mentor was amazing. and everyone loved him, and he's a Hall of Famer, and I want to be like him, but my personality is not his, and so I have to be who I am, and that's what I tell young coaches. You just have to be who you are, because when you're fake, the kids know it.
Yep.
And so I am hard, and that's because that's how I was as a player, because I was intense, and like I told you, sports got me out of a situation where I could go live my life, and the only way I knew how to do that was balls to the wall. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what I'm doing. And so that's how I coach, and so I'm trying to pull that back, and I think that's like every year I'm like, all right, I did this better, and I'm going to do it better even next fall. And I've gotten to that point where it's pretty good, and I like where I'm at as a coach and how hard I am. I pulled a couple kids this weekend, but you got to know personalities. You made that comment. You can't do it to everybody,
right.
And so you have to know who you can do and who you can push buttons to, but it perks the antennas of the other kids that are like, well, is he going to do that to me? And sometimes they turtle up on that, and I just tell them, if you can't handle that pressure, how are you going to handle the pressure in the bottom of the seventh in a regional final? And so, it worked out for us, and I pulled the right kids and I pushed the right buttons on Saturday, and we played a lot better. But that's who I am, and that's you can only change so much, but it is something that I am cognizant of and try to do on a constant basis.
People have changed.
That's
Generation.
WBZX Big Rapids. Sorry, I got to jump
you
that
should
in.
be.
Yeah, you
Bob,
better
that's very
put
right.
that.
I'm very sorry.
But I tell you what,
Talking
you're
to
programmed, Bob. You're programmed. 103.9. B. But anyway, kids are different today than they were 20 years ago.
100%.
Different
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So that being said, have you ever had to apologize to a student athlete that maybe you shouldn't have done what you did?
It's funny you say that. So Coach Maloney did that to me. He apologized to me for how he treated me, because I'd do something and he'd sit me, and then I'd be the player of the game, and then he'd sit me, and then it was just a mind game of what he was doing. And so he apologized when I started coaching. I went and watched him at Michigan play Oklahoma, and we went to dinner afterwards with the Michigan Wolverine team, and he apologized to me. And so it's funny you say that, because I've done that, and I just did it this last week, 2 weeks ago, when we were in Daytona Beach, and one of the girls on Pitt State's mom played for me in my first 2 years.
That's awesome.
And she had a lot of fun in college, I'll just put it that way, and she got her team in trouble a lot, and back then I was like, all right, I'll punish the team for what you're doing, because they're allowing you to do it. And so I just apologized to her. I was like, I was a different cat at 25 than I am at 51. And but I just told her how much I appreciated her and her friends and her teammates that year, and they really catapulted my career, because they took a lot of abuse. I mean, I ran, like when I made them run, I ran with them, because I was straight out of the Marine Corps too. Like I was in shape, and I did all those things. When I made them do push-ups, I did it. When I made them run 2 miles, I did it. And those kind of things, like
They remember that.
they do. And so I just said, I was really hard on you, and she said, Coach, it's made me who I am today, and I really appreciate it at the time. Now, not then, but now. And so, and I've got letters from girls that say the same things, and that's what makes you like, all right, I'm doing the right things, and I'm going, and I'm doing the right things, and I'm doing it for the right reasons.
I'm sure when they come to play for you, they know what kind of coach you are, right?
Oh, 100%. I tell them.
Yeah.
I tell them 100%. Like, I won't cuss. I cuss. Like, I cuss a lot. I mean, the household I grew up in, I've been saying the F word since I was 4 years old, right? And
Canadian. You must be Canadian. Hey.
Well, Minnesota.
close enough, Minnesota.
Well, I love it.
So
Youpers too.
That's something I really try to do and work on, right? But I've never, ever in 25 years ever swore at a player, right? I've never come at a player. And so, and I can say that. And so when I tell them in recruiting, I said, I can get intense and I cuss, and it's just a sign of my, inferiority and unintelligence. And they laugh a little bit. I said, but I will never, ever dog cuss you in front of your teammates and your friends.
Well, see, this is what I try to tell people. What made America? Cuddling didn't.
No.
Hardness.
Yeah.
You got to be a hard ass. To be successful, you've got to do the best you can. How do you get there? From somebody pushing you to the limit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you watch these successful coaches on TV, I don't know, I can't think of Rudy, for instance.
Say Izzo.
Izzo.
Yeah, Izzo. Look how tough he is.
Yeah.
Now, if he was a cuddly, if you were a cuddly coach, you'd be getting fired because your team would be 0-23
Right.
at the end of the season.
Right.
And it's unfortunate, but it's the same thing is true with business too. Corporate world or private business or small business, you've got to be hard. If you're not, and I mean define hard, I mean work hard, not just be hard.
Right. So I substitute being hard with having expectations.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's how we sell it to our program and our recruits.
Yeah. But today, too many people are trying to change the culture of America by cuddling, saying you can't talk that way to them.
Right.
I catch myself talking. I'm not managing it anymore, and I'm out of it because I couldn't take it anymore. They look at you, and you're talking that way to me. I've never been talked that way.
Right.
Well, I talk to myself that way.
Right.
Why wouldn't I talk that way to you? You have expectations, like you say, coming in here. The first thing I used to tell my help was, expect to be treated hard. And I define hard as do what I tell you to do, and if you don't do it, then I become hard.
Yeah.
But if you do what we expect, you'll never hear from me.
Be a great coach. There's just the expectations is all it is. And
But they buy into your program, obviously.
I think so.
And they come here because of you, don't they?
Me and Sharon, for sure. Yeah, we've gotten pictures because of who Sharon is and what she's done too, for sure. We have a stable of arms coming in the fall, and one of them is coming because she had a relationship with Sharon and I since she was in 6th grade, and she could pitch in the Big Ten. And so she's coming here, and I expect her to make a difference in our program, along with Kyra, and then we have 2 lefties. Muskegon kid. I don't know if Muskegon is considered area, but we do have a lot of Muskegon. A Reese Puffer kid coming, Laney McDaniel, and so the expectation is here. They come because they've seen the history and what we've done and what we've accomplished, and more often, Sharon is the sounding board and the softness and the flowers, and but. We complement each other, and it's good for our program.
You too, and your program is Brad Ancliffe. For his daughter to want to come here and play for you, Brad knows the game as good as anybody, and he's a hell of a coach.
Yeah,
and
he does a great job not interfering with anything. But I would welcome anything that he would say to me. Like he'll sit by the third base box, and I'll be like, "What do you think?" He's just like, "Guys playing great," and I'm like, "What do you think?" But he's amazing, and I hope I can be a parent like that when my kids are playing college ball. That I'm just going to watch my kid, right? But he is great, and another thing that I put my feather in. We have 2 sets of sisters, and they're all, and one's older than the other, so they've seen them in the program and how we do things, and that makes me feel pretty good. And I've had my mentor's daughter played for me and those kind of things, and I've had players that have played for me, but their kids are really good. Like one of my kids, she played for me and then she coached for me. Her daughter's the number 2 recruit into 2027 class. She's going to Oklahoma, so I joked with Shane. I was like, any chance she can come play, be a Bulldog? She's like, no chance. She's going to play at Oklahoma.
Local coaches, do they call you, and we'll finish this up here pretty quick.
Softball wise?
Yeah, do they call you, like Reed City coach call you up and say, I got a player up here that you ought to be looking at? And how in the heck do you find time during the season to even go out?
Well, the local ones are easy. So if they're playing at Big Rapids, I go to games. Gone to Reed City games, gone to Everett games. So those are easy. Hopefully we're playing long enough where it's a problem that I can't go out and watch.
Right.
But easy. Those are easy games. The other games. So we usually recruit from club ball. So summer tournaments and travel teams and those kind of things.
So you're 24/7, aren't you?
Pretty much.
I mean, when is your lean time?
When it's
Christmas
hockey
Day.
games.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
You live it, don't you? I mean,
I used to be on the phone when I was at Ole Miss and FIU, and I used to be on the phone 3 nights a week calling recruits, and now I wait I call every once or 2-3 weeks and just check in with the kids, and it's just better work-life balance. I'd much rather watch my kids play or go hockey than just sit in there and watch video all the time. Because
do other sports hurt you recruiting? Like, say you're looking at a girl play softball for you, and she's an excellent volleyball player, so she said, I'm going to play for Tia and not for Jake. Has that ever happened to you? You see some pretty good athletes slip underneath the wire to another sport?
No, I think once they come on a visit, they've decided what sport they're going to play.
Okay.
Once they get on the visit, it's like, hey, could I play 2 sports? And so then we examine that possibility. We have a young lady coming from Indiana, 6-foot pitcher, buggy whips arms, plays volleyball and basketball, 1,000 points in basketball, 1,000 kills kind of person.
Wow.
Right. And so I asked her, like, she was in a top 100 camp in Indiana for basketball, but she doesn't want to play. Her mom played college basketball, but she wants to play softball. So
a little child grows up, starts playing ball at the age 5 or 5th grade, and then goes through middle school playing volleyball, softball, basketball, soccer. Gosh, they got a lot of opportunities there, don't they, for? Then they get to high school. If they want to play college softball, that's going to be they're all popular. What do you suggest to a young 9th grader going into a freshman? Dedicate yourself to one sport or play all 4?
No, play as many sports as possible. Studies have shown that if you specialize, you get injured faster because you're not using every muscle. And so most of our girls right now we're dual sport athletes and all staters in other sports. My class coming in is different. They're specialized, so I'm curious to see how that's going to go. Not a lot of them. I got one that throws for track, and then a couple that play basketball, but the other ones just play softball.
How strong they got to be to play softball?
Like physically strong?
Yeah. Do they have to be in the weight room a lot? Do you stress that a lot, or?
Oh yeah, weight room is big for us.
Strengthening
core stuff, twisting. So we don't do the same thing volleyball does or basketball does. We're not working on jumping. We're working on core work and sprint work.
You run them a lot?
I tell our kids, and I used to run them a lot, but we do all our conditioning during practice. So all my drills are twofold, whether we're working on a cut and a relay and base running or whatever it is, we're getting our running in at practice. And then Colton's taking care of their strength and conditioning. In the fall, he'll do a 15-minute speed section or something like that. But we don't separate our conditioning from practice.
Diets?
Just to overemphasize it. Yeah. So the strength and conditioning down the weight room, they have a snack station, a refueling station, those kind of things. And then we just talk about eating right, drinking a lot of water, those kind of things constantly. So I stay away.
Science.
I stay away from anything body thing. You need to do this, you need to do that. I was told a long time ago that your body's going to be your body, and you just deal with what you got. And so we just try to tell them, eat healthier, drink a lot more water. We don't buy soda for them on the road, so I do my part that way. Plus it saves, $5 a kid every time we eat. But
how important is Pastor Mike to your team?
He's met with our team a few times. Our girls are very religious. In fact, I'm going to try to get him to go to church on Sunday with us because this is the only weekend we're going to have off until May, and so I'll try to get them all out there. But he just stops in and says, "Hi, do you need anything?" And he's just there for every athlete, really.
Yeah. We're pretty lucky to have everybody up there right now. Ferris is rolling pretty much all the sports. A few of them are having their rough times, but that hopefully we'll get over that. But you got a pretty good support staff. How could it get any better, right? Except for an indoor facility, right?
Yeah, that'll be it. And then they're adding. I guess they're going to hire a new associate AD for fundraising. So somebody that's going to be. So if those guys you're talking about slip their name in the hat, like go be the salesman and get these corporate sponsors. But the support staff, we hired an academic person. We have strength and conditioning's got a couple extra people. We have a nutritionist. And then we have some apps or some programs that the girls can call for mental health or basically anything, and just to talk to somebody about what they can do. So a lot of supports, and then that we're dealing with the NIL stuff, and we got the kids set up with that. So that's kind of a cool thing too for D2.
Yeah, we could talk another hour on that, but that portal stuff, because
I don't think he wants to go there.
No, we don't want to. But do you tell them when you do get a commitment? Do you tell them, now, I really want you here for 4 years? I mean, I really want you here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I'll tell our team now, I know some of you are unhappy with your playing time, but the goal is that you don't leave here without a degree. And so, we talk about that. I don't want them to leave. The kid that left last year, it broke my heart because we put a lot of time, effort, energy, resources into her, and very unappreciative when she left. And so that broke my heart, because that's why I do the job.
Right. How many scholarships do you have?
So they fully funded me this year for D2. So 7.2 is what we get at D2 for softball. So we got to split that up between 23 kids.
Oh, that's not a lot, though.
No, it's not, but the university has great academic packages. So basically, if they have a 3.0, they're getting a quarter scholarship. So it works out.
Wow, Brian, this has been interesting. It's been a very fun show. We knew it would be coming in here. Jake, you're a great guest here this morning from Ferris State. As I tell you what, my hat's off to Steve. He's retained you guys. You're quality coaching material.
Thank you.
I'm sure other coaches wish they were in your shoes, but I bet you that a lot of schools wish they had you. And I look at Tony Anise, how Steve keeps him up there happy, and all his programs that he's got going up there. It's pretty hard tough job for him to keep you guys happy, for what we have up there. But hopefully with Dr. Pink there and his support staff, we'll see a building going up soon. And
it's easy to stay places that you feel appreciated at. And I've been a lot of places that I didn't feel appreciated, so it was onward and upward to the next program. And I don't feel that way at Ferris State, and I'm sure Tony doesn't feel that way. Tia doesn't feel that way. It's Greg doesn't feel that way with soccer. So it's those kind of things when they appreciate you and let you know that your hard work is well deserved. And I love it up there. It's like, if I could, I would retire up here.
You say you love it up there. When you recruit, Bob, you don't mind a few more minutes here. When you recruit,
he does got to get on him.
Nah, it's okay.
Oh my gosh, you got to get going. I'm sorry.
They got Wi-Fi on the bus. I'm just gonna watch it.
I tell you, when you get my age, the moments you cherish more than you did the past.
For sure.
And I cherish the moments in this studio with you, Brian and Bob, and now you today, Jake. Because you know why? It's always positive. And God has gifted me with a lot of positive people in my life, my family for one, and my church for one too. But you guys mean a lot to me. So I do. I love the positives. I love the stories. It makes me smile thinking how lucky we are to have a Jake Schuman here. In Big Rapids.
I'm lucky to be here.
I know you are.
Yeah.
You say that.
All roads have led to Big Rapids in my life.
But it takes a village, right?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
But my question on all of this is, I've been in business my whole life and talked to a lot of people when they come to Big Rapids. My question always is, what do you like about us? What do you like about our town? What do you say to your recruits when you say, come up and visit Ferris State, and then I'm sure you have somebody take them around if you don't do it yourself?
Oh, I do it myself, yeah.
You do it yourself?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, that's great. So as you go around our community, I'm sure you're proud of us all here in the downtown and Perry Street and what have our fairgrounds over there, great fairgrounds. Just so many activities going. Cran Hill Ranch is a big asset to us. In fact, they're having a big get together out there. I should talk about that a little bit. Maybe next Tuesday I will. But what do you tell them about Big Rapids?
It's a community that's accepted me and my family and has let us flourish and grow as a family. And from just a loving standpoint, I point out our supporters. Like, one of our 3 goals in our program is support our supporters. So Three Girls Bakery does an amazing job with our program.
Yeah, they do.
They're not the only one, but they are our biggest supporter. And And so, we try to go in there, and the girls go in there and they talk with Ann and they talk with Paula and they do all those kind of things, and they travel and watch us play in Florida and those kind of things. I said, you don't get that anywhere else. Like anywhere I've been, the community has not been supportive like it is right here in Big Rapids. And so we sell the program as they're your family too, and the community is your family, and you need something, it's a phone call away. I'll give an example of why we love it here too. Like Sharon was at the high school, and I know it's not my program, but she's at the high school, and a young lady was squinting in the classroom and she couldn't see, and she had a redness on her eye. Well, evidently her brother Nerf gunned her in the face. Okay, and Sharon made a phone call to Emily Coles, and Emily Coles had the girl come down and evaluated her, right? And she said, don't worry about it, but those kind of things. And so it's just, the community is just so it embraces everybody and does everything it can to help everybody. Nobody's trying to put anybody down, and I think that's what sells itself. And that's when you listen to Behind the Bulldogs with Brandon Worth, and that's the last question they ask, and every single athlete's like, it's the community and the love that we get, and that's the truth. And so that's what we tell our kids, and it's easy, it sells itself. And Ferris is awesome, but the community itself is Ferris, and Ferris is the community. So
We have a really nice community, and like you say, I'm glad to hear you say what you just said. That's a nice compliment to our town. But anyway, we got to close it sometime. My gosh, it's 21 after. I'm glad Jen and Dom are in Florida, or up on the way up here or whatever. But good for them. But Jen would say, wrap it up. It's been too long. But Jake, I tell you what, I think people have really enjoyed your story today. I know I have. Brian, I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Once again, we want to close it saying Big Rapids hockey, Blast Hill still got them in the tournament. Tomorrow night, Tawas, if you're not doing anything, it's only a short drive up there.
2.5 hours.
3 hours at the most. But anyway, and then Cardinal basketball, I'm sure that's rolling.
They're playing Grant. I think they're at Grant on Friday, and so that'll be a big game for them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's getting to closing on that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they probably start next week, I would think.
Wow. We've been blessed, but God bless America. And one more thing before I leave. Yesterday on my general show there, I was blowing smoke about the MMA up at Wexford Center, and right on the ticket it says March 7th. And I think I alluded to the fact that it was this Saturday night, but that's an age thing, I didn't even look at the date. And Chad Kuhn, the guy that's getting this together, he texted me yesterday. He said, Pat, it's not until March 7th, but thanks for the plug anyway. So anyway, we have tickets here in the studio.
Take
here.
them back to the gas station with you and bring them out to people.
Well, I want me to give them. Shane Strickler's got 3 of them.
Yeah, he's got 3 of them. So.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
well,
March 7th. Just go see Pat at the gas station.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right, anything else upcoming this weekend? It's Ash Wednesday today.
Yep.
Please remember Ash Wednesday. And then, like I said, we lost a good member of the community and a good faithful servant to the good Lord. I'm sure he's up heaven. Jim Walls passed away this morning. He was my old football coach. Tough one at that. Talk about hard. Ooh, I don't like him yet. But anyway, no, he's a tough guy.
Rest in peace.
Love the guy, yeah. Rest in peace, Jim. And, anyway, we're going to close it, Bob.
Right.
Anything else, Jake?
No, thanks for having me. I just love talking about
awesome.
Ferris and the program. I appreciate
Jake.
you guys giving me that voice.
Brian?
Yeah.
Any closing remarks?
No, sir. You run with it.
God bless America, Bobby.
It's snowing again, and the last thing you want is to have to deal with that old clunky snowblower that might not even start. Or perhaps you've been told that shoveling is not a very good idea for you. Well, wouldn't you like to have the peace of mind knowing that your driveway and walks will be taken care of? M&M Lawn Care and Snow Plowing wants to give you that peace of mind. No matter how long or short your driveway is, M&M can take care of it. If you just want snow plowing and walk shoveling, or if you like the full treatment with a layer of salt, they can do that as well. If you're a business owner, you know that an unplowed parking lot means lost revenue. Let M&M take care of it before your doors open. Remember, customers on the plow list get first priority when the snow comes. All it takes is a phone call to M&M Lawn Care and Snow Plowing, 231-796-4956. When winter rears its ugly head, and it will, take comfort that M&M Lawn Care and Snow Plowing is here to serve you.
Come say cheers in Zots Bar and Grill. Downtown Big Rapids. Great food, great prices, and great people. So come on down where everybody knows your name. Zots Bar and Grill, the People's Choice Best Soup winner. The burgers are where it's at. Originally opened in 1933 with seasonal beers on tap. Located at 732 North State Street in Big Rapids. Zots Bar and Grill is a proud sponsor of the Signature Player of the Week for the Hot Stove Sports League every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.
This is Alec Gary of Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes in Big Rapids and Barrington. I believe what sets Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes apart from everyone else is our commitment to service excellence. When a family calls, we are there before, during, and after the funeral experience. I want you to be able to trust calling us. You know, we're here to guidance and counsel each and every single family to each and every single need. And we just feel like the commitment to families, especially ones that put their care and trust in us, we are going to go above and beyond to do anything we can to help a family during their time of loss. This is Alec Gary, a legacy of service, a promise of care with Daggett Gilbert Funeral Homes, located in Big Rapids and in Barrington.
Hi, this is Pat Curry. We're right here with Brian Miller at 1039. We talk about what's happening with sports in Big Rapids. Well, we got a new sponsor. None other than the Great Body Shop right on Maple Street, east of the bridge in Big Rapids, Michigan. It's called M&M Collision Center. They're celebrating 30 years of trusted, top-quality auto body repair and remains the name you can trust. Whether you have a major collision repair or a minor fender bender, our award-winning team has you covered with free loaners and vehicle detailing with every repair. They work with all insurance companies and treat every vehicle like it's one of their own. From auto body repairs to supporting local community organizations, giving back to the community is part of who they are. Come see Matt and Devin and Trish and Justin. Just a great group of people there. Come and see why Big Rapids trust M&M Collision Center of Big Rapids, where quality and community come together.
When was the last time you checked your tires? At Big Rapids Tire, they know how important it is to keep your ride smooth, safe, and reliable. Whether you're cruising down the highway or navigating tough weather, a fresh set of tires ensures you're ready for anything. Their expert team will help you find the perfect tires for your car and get you back on the road with confidence. Brakes